To perform tonight. I know you'll all enjoy it. And our first performer we'll be starting off with is a fellow who is regularly appearing at some of the local restaurants doing magic. If you've stopped into Brown Thompson's or Patty Martin's, you may have seen him. Please welcome Jay Thornsberry.
Rip off.
Rip off. I got the money. We don't get it. As Rick said, I do a lot of table type magic. And one of the most important things I found in doing table magic is that you have to get the person's money out on the table first if you expect to make a tip. And the problem is nobody ever has a $1 bill at the restaurants. So they always hand you something like a 20. I like 20s for tips myself, but the customers, they just don't seem to understand that a 20 is a little bit too much. So I offer to make change for it by ripping it in half and making 2 10s out of it for them. But they don't seem to think that a $10 bill is quite the right kind of tip also. So luckily they want their 20 back, so we have to take and rearrange the $10 bills back into their 20. The way we do that is we push the 2 10s together and just kind of work it out and blow on it. And what we come out with is their original $20 bill. Probably one of the best liked things that I get from people is people enjoy ropes. I think it's the sadistic quality in them. I'd like to have someone come up and help me. Jack, could you come up? I usually work this with my ring. I'd hate to use someone else's. That's okay. Jack, do you sew anything at all? Any buttons, anything like that?
I can do that.
You can do that. Jack, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take my wedding ring and thread it onto the rope from either side that you like and let it drop so it hangs in the center. That would be like a needle on a thread. Now, what I caution you about is do not put both pieces through because, see, that doesn't work out too well. Could you do that for me? Okay.
One side.
One side, let it drop to the center. That's real good. Let me put that in my hand. You can let those ends drop now. Okay, Jack, what we have is we have the ring right there in the center of my hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my hand up around the ring, real tight, just like that. One last look at it. There, Jack. Okay, still there, right there. Okay, Jack. Now, Jack, I asked you if you could sew, but can you tie a knot?
Yep.
Will you tie a knot for me? You can tie it on top, tie it on bottom, wherever you like, Jack.
All right. I'm watching this guy here, too.
Didn't
good.
Weren't into the Boy Scouts, were you?
That's a granny knot.
That's a granny knot. Jack, normally I do this trick with just the ladies, but you know, you're kind of special. I know you'll understand this being a magician. Could you magically blow right there in the center of the knot?
I'll say it.
What were you drinking back there?
Rum and Coke.
Rum and Coke. I was afraid of that.
Flammable.
That's the problem is when you mix the alcohol with the acid of the Coke, and then you mix it with warm air, it tends to make gold just kind of melt away. But see, that's why I use my wedding ring for this trick, because see, it always knows where to go home to for this. No. Now, see, the problem with this, Jack, is that everybody says, I didn't see it happen. So, right now, didn't see it happen. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to do everything right out front so you can see it. We're going to thread it right onto the center of the rope, just like he did. And we're going to get it right into the center there. So we've got it right on the center of the rope. Now this time, instead of putting it in my hand, we're going to tie it right out in front there. Okay? Now, do you know anything about karate?
Not much.
Could you give me a karate chop right there in the center of the rope? Just.
Yeah.
That's right.
See.
Thank you. Yeah. Down to the infamous card tricks. Could you come up with me, hand? Sure. Before I get started here, I'd like to make a prediction of a card that I think that you'll choose here in a moment. So let me get this down here real quick. stick that right under the edge there. Now, we're going to have you choose a card, and I'd like to do this in the fairest manner possible. So we're going to work with the deck face up. Okay, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think of a number between 1 and 10. Just keep that to yourself there. And I'm going to turn my back. And when I do, what I'd like you to do is from the face of the deck, deal that number of cards out, and then put those somewhere where I can't possibly see them. Okay? When you're, no, just a number between 1 and 10, whatever number you think of. If you think of 6, deal off 6. Put those away. Set the rest of the deck down in the center when you're done. Okay, let me turn my back. Go ahead and do that for me. Got it? Let me know when you're done. Okay, you're all set. Get the cards out of sight. Okay. Now, I know that you've chosen a number somewhere between 1 and 10. I don't know what that number is yet, but we're going to see if we can find out. Let me deal out 10 cards here to represent the 10 cards that we're dealing with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, there's no way that I've known what number that you've taken so far. Could you tell me what number you took? How many cards did you take?
9.
You took 9 cards. 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That leaves the 2 of hearts. Can I have the other card? Not yours. I'll set those there. Now, you've chosen the 2 of hearts. Would you please read the prediction that I have made?
You will choose a red card.
You don't seem impressed.
No.
It's a red card.
Yeah.
You're not impressed. Oh, I understand. See, you just because there's so many red cards in the
right.
deck.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the problem was you were thinking of the face of the card. I was thinking of the back of the card. More cards. Into the infamous ESP cards available at the Studio Magic for the next effect. I believe this will be a little hard for everybody to see, but what I have is I have 5 different designs of ESP cards, and I have pairs for each one of those. So there's 10 cards involved here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 packets of cards. These 2 packets will each consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in this one. Will you come up and give me a hand? Hey, there you go. That's my man. Now, on this particular effect, it's a little involved in what we have to do here. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pick a packet to begin with. Now, I want you to know that whatever packet you choose will be the packet that I will begin with. Will you please pick a packet? This one here. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to mix up the order of the cards. The order of the cards. And the way we're going to do that is by using a magical sentence. Have the cards matched is the magical sentence. And I will spell that sentence out word by word using 1 card for each letter, moving it from the top to the bottom. Now, the reason you can mix these up is at any point you can say stop. If you say stop, I'll put this packet down and continue to spell with the other packet. Okay? Now, there's one other thing. At the end of each word, I will take the top cards, no matter their order, and set them off to the side as a pair. So as we go along, we have fewer and fewer cards to work with. Okay? Okay. This was the... Do you want to change your mind?
No.
It's up for each of us. Okay. Now, we'll spell the first word slowly to get you started. The first word is have, H-A-V-E, 4 letters. And remember, your job is to mix the cards. First letter, H to the bottom, A to the bottom, V to the bottom. Now remember, you can stop at any time. Okay. Now, E to the bottom. E. Okay, well that's going to finish the word, so we're going to have to take these 2 off to the side. Now, do you want me to go back to this packet, or are we going to switch?
Oh, well, I'm going to use...
You're going to use the same one, okay. Okay. Next word, the, T-H-E, simple one. Real quick, we have T, H.
Stop.
You want to stop there? Okay. Then we finish up the E off the top of this one. That leaves the top 2 cards to come off and form a pair. We're on this packet here. The next word, cards, C-A-R-D-S. I spell these out because I have an accent, you know. Okay. C, A, stop, R, D, and S. And we finish another word. We have one more word to spell. The word is matched. M-A-T-C-H and a E-D on the end. We have 2 cards left in each pile. Which pile would you want? Oh, that one back there again. Okay, that's... Last word. M-A-T.
Yeah, stop on C.
Stop on C. Okay. Then we have H, E, and D. Finishes the words. Now, that's been a pretty good mixture there. Now, if you've done your job, the cards should be mixed. If I've been able to control them as I hope, they should match. I'll tell you what.
I haven't bought the trick yet.
Okay, I'll tell you what. For every pair that does not match, I owe you a drink. How's that sound?
But you get out of cheap, all I can get going.
Well, then, shall we up it a little bit? No, that's a Coke's fine. Well, let's see how we do here. The squares match, the stars match, the pluses match, the wiggly lines match, and the circles match.
Yay! You did a good job.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you, Jay. Our next performer is, I'm trying to remember, our next performer, now I got it. Our next performer is sitting down in the back. He's been in the area a lot. You've seen him perform at most assemblies afterwards. He's one of the long-term members who stays around to the wee hours of the morning. If you welcome Bob Smeagol.
Thank you very much.
Start off by showing you a little trick by finding 4 cards in the deck. 4 very special cards. First card is an ace. As a matter of fact, these cards have the same value, and these cards are used by more magicians than any other cards in the deck. And that's 3 and 4, like so. What we're going to do is place these aces in a certain order. Something like that. And we use the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of hearts, and the ace of clubs. I'm going to use these aces one at a time, starting off with the ace of clubs. If I just snap my fingers over that card, it will change to a jack. Now that leaves me with 1, 2, and 3 other aces. Snap my fingers over these cards, and the second ace will change to a jack, giving me 2 jacks here and 2 aces over here. Now, because you're such a terrific audience, I'm going to change both of these aces back to jacks, giving me 3 and 4 jacks here. Now, each one of these cards has changed from aces to jacks, but if I press the reset button located at the center of the deck of cards, these cards will change back to their former identities, namely the 1, 2, 3, and 4 aces. By the way, does anyone know where the jacks went? Well, you see, I have 1 over here, 1 jack over here, another jack over here, and the last jack over here. Okay, we'll keep the aces out and use a few other cards for the jacks. To demonstrate a little known principle to win in poker. We use a few other cards plus the 4 aces. Now we're going to play a 4-handed game of poker, and I'll show you a way to get an advantage in such a game. We use the ace of clubs, hearts, diamonds, and spades. These will be the first 4 cards to be dealt in a 4-handed game of poker, with the ace of spades going into my hand. Now, in interest of saving time, we're just going to use 12 other cards. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 3 of these cards will go on top of each one of these aces, giving us 4 poker hands. That's 1, 2, 3 cards in my hand. 1, 2, 3 cards in this hand. 1, 2, 3 cards over here, and the remaining 3 cards in the last hand. Now the object is to switch out each one of these aces for the indifferent cards in my hand, and to do it undetected. Now the switch out move looks like this. And it's done. And what happens in this hand, we have 1, 2, 3 indifferent cards, and that ace has been switched out. Now that gives me in my hand 1 and 2 aces. Once again, we do the switch out move, and the second hand has 1, 2, 3 indifferent cards, and that ace has been switched out. Now that should give me in this hand 1, 2, and 3 aces. The last hand, do the switch out move once again, and this time I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 aces. Now if you're thinking of going home and trying this at your next poker game, I must warn you, you have to do it undetected. For instance, if you were to switch out an ace, and this person would get suspicious of that, you would have to give him back the ace until the time was right. His attention lapses, and then you switch out the ace again. What happens is he has now 1, 2, 3 indifferent cards in his hand, and his ace has been switched. And that leaves me with the ace of diamonds, the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, and the ace of spades, which is not a bad poker. Okay, we used 4 aces before. Now we're going to use 4 other cards, if I can find them. So, okay, they have to be in a certain order. What we'll do is use the 4 of clubs, the 3 of clubs, the 2 of clubs, and the ace of clubs. I'm going to show you something with each one of these 1, 2, 3, and 4 small club cards. All you have to do is give the cards a magical move. That's the magical move. What that does is to cause the ace of clubs to turn face up, as if by magic. And that's the only card that is face up. If I give the cards another magical move, just like that, the ace will turn face down and the 2 of clubs will turn face up. Or maybe the ace turns into the 2. I can never really figure that out. Anyway, the 2 of clubs is the only card that is face up. Another magical move, just like that, and the 2 will turn face down and the 3 of clubs turn face up. And the 3 is the only card that is face up. One more magical move, and the 3 will turn face down, and the 4 of clubs will turn. Sometimes I have a problem with the 4. I have to resort to the old manual turn up. You see, when that happens, whenever I turn the 4 of clubs face up, an amazing thing happens in that the other cards turn face up in sympathy with the 4. But you know, whenever all of the cards turn face up, an even weirder thing happens in that their backs change from blue to red. And we now have 4 red back cards. But you know, whenever the backs change from blue to red, that 4 spot finally turns face up by itself. Whenever the 4 spot turns face up, its back changes back to blue. Now you probably heard of the expression that blue begets blue. And we now have 2 red and 2 blue, just like that. If I snap my fingers over these cards, we now have 1, 2, 3 blue cards. And give it one more magical move, just like that, and we now have 1, 2, 3, and 4 blue cards. Now this is a little weird, and it is a little bit confusing. After a while, I tend to forget what the backs of the cards look like, and I even tend to forget what the faces look like. As a matter of fact, they all start to look the same, and it appears that I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 fours. And now that's really... you look at the backs of each one of these cards and tell me if there's anything wrong with them, and maybe we'll both figure this one out. Okay. Okay, just one more. I need to have someone, actually two people, select cards. So would you do me a favor and would you go select the card? Just reach over and pull a card out of the deck. And Avis, what did you say? Reach over and pull the card. As a matter of fact, to identify the cards, what I'd like you to do is to take this pen and sign your name across the face of the card. And then pass the pen on to Avis and have her sign her name across also. Now, that will make for positive identification of the cards in the future.
First name only?
Doesn't matter. Okay, would you return your card face down? Okay. Now, do you remember your card? Okay. What we're going to do is give the deck a shuffle so that your card is lost somewhere in the center of the pack. Avis, would you do the same thing? Just return your card. Give the cards a shuffle and lose your card somewhere in the center of the pack. Now, before we actually find your cards, I'm going to play a little observation game. This will test your powers of observation using two cards. Let's pick. Let's see. Yeah, it'd be better with these two. Okay. Now we use these two. Okay, we use these two cards to test your powers of observation. Now you pick the first card, so I'd like you to remember this card. As a matter of fact, this is actually a little bit of a gambling game. And in the interest of entertainment, what we will do is add a little money to the situation. And I'd like you to remember that the three of hearts will go into the wallet. Okay? Now, Avis, you picked the second card, so I'd like you to remember a card also. And your card is going to be the 10 of spades. And that card will be the money card. So it's important to remember that the 10 of spades is underneath the money. Now, if this was really a gambling game, at this point what I would do is ask you the location of both of these cards. But of course, this is just done for demonstration purposes. It's in pure fun. But do you remember which card was the money card? 10 of spades? No, see, it's very important that you pay special attention to what happens because you see the 10 of spades happens to be the card in the wallet, you see. The card underneath the money is the 3 of hearts. So it's very important to watch exactly what goes on for the rest of this trip. Did you give the deck a shuffle before I find your cards? Because through years of self-denial, I've developed this skill called sensitive touch. Thank you. Now, since you both signed your names across your cards, I've left a tiny imprint on the cards that I should be able to pick up through the backs of the cards. It looks like one there. And that feels like the other one. We'll add a little suspense to it, though. Good go. What we'll do is take the deck and look for your cards in the deck. I know I found them. You should be able to find if I'm right because you sign your name across both of those cards. Do you see them at all?
No.
Okay, I'll take the deck. And your cards were the 5 of diamonds and 10 of diamonds, right? Place those in the deck. Now, I can understand how that happens. I mean, that's not real magic. It's actually a skill that you can develop after years of practice. But I am going to attempt to find your cards by real magic. And this is how it would look. I think I've done it. As a matter of fact, I've got it locked up. Maybe I should say zippered up. Because you see, in this wallet, I have 1 and 2 cards. One card is the 8 of diamonds, and that has your name on it, and the other card is the 5 of diamonds, and that's your signature. Pass that on. You can keep those as souvenirs.
Thank you, Bob. Our next performer is going to give us a little bit of a demonstration from a level of magic which most of us don't get to see things from. Jeff Horton.
Tomorrow will mark for me 2 years at the ground round. 2 years at the ground round. So tonight's my anniversary magic night. Maybe I'll sit down so everyone can see this one. Oh, chair. I have a mirror. I want you to see both sides of that mirror. I'm going to take that mirror and tuck it into this little cloth back here. Now that mirror is solid. But what I bet you didn't know about the mirror is it has some soft spots. I said the mirror was solid, right? Magicians sometimes tend to bend the truth. Take a look at that mirror. There it is. Thank you. Try a paddle trick now. Notice how I say try. No. I have here 3 lines on both sides of this paddle. I want you to watch the lines very closely because it seems whatever I do to one side always happens to the other. I'm going to rub off this line right here. Now as you can see, the line on the other side disappears too. You didn't like that, did you here? Let me start again for you, okay? Now, I'll rub off this line so we're left with 2 lines on either side. I'm going to move those 2 lines a little closer to me like that and just rub this one off like that. So now we're left with 1 line on either side. Now let me start again for you, okay? I'll rub off this line. So now we have 1 line on both sides, which I'm going to move right up like that and just rub it off so there's no more lines left on the paddle except that one over there. Rub all the lines off the paddle. So there's no more lines left on the paddle. You know what this trick needs, Malcolm?
Well,
Is a finishing line, and there it is. Anyone have a pen?
One right here.
Oh, all right. We'll use that one.
yeah.
Came in handy. Maybe, Malcolm, would you like to help me out with this trick? Let's give him a big round of applause for coming down up here. Here I have a quarter encased in a kind of a plastic sandwich here. 4 rubber bands around it. Okay? I want you to watch closely how I assemble this little case. I'm going to put that plastic bottom there in the middle, quarter right in the center, cover it over, and take these rubber bands, put the whole thing together. Now that coin is, does that appear to be encased in there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, good. So I'll cover it with a magical handkerchief and cover it up like that. And ask you to hold on to it if you would. Because right here, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Well, forget it. Well, forgot to have the coin marked, Malcolm, but that's all right.
We'll take your word.
You'll trust me, right?
Trust you with the same coin.
Good trick, huh?
Got a pen for something?
Well, it'd be fascinating if we could make that
We'll
coin
make that
disappear.
coin back in there, right?
If we can make it disappear, wouldn't that be great? And presto, it's gone. Do you believe that,
Oh,
Malcolm?
I believe that.
Open up that case, Malcolm, and you'll find your unmarked coin right inside there, Malcolm.
Oh, that isn't it. That's 2 cases.
2 cases. Oh no, the plot thickens.
Ah, it's got something in there. We're having trouble
Another
with my
case?
got thumbs and fingers all hooked up.
Yeah, you need
There
some-
we- Hey, 3, 4 cases. Yeah, 5 cases. I'm getting run out of colors. Yeah, now we gotta have it done. Any bigger? Yay!
Is that the coin you
One
didn't
for-
mark, Malcolm?
That's the coin I didn't mark.
All right, let's give Malcolm a big hand. Hey. We all have our nights, right? Pick either deck. Red one or the red one? Take that deck. Good catch. Why don't you come on up here and help me out? I'll sit down. You can stand up. I want you to give the cards a shuffle if you would. This is how I do work at the ground round, by the way. I come and sit down, everyone else stands up. Shuffle them up if you would, please. Okay. Okay, make sure they're nice and square. Square them up. Here, smack the table. Okay. What I'd like you to do is fan them out like this. Just like this, okay? And draw out a card. Don't let me see it though, okay? Draw out a card, look at it, and remember it, and then place it on the top, okay? And close the fan. There you go. Now put the cards face down on the deck, face down on the table rather, whatever it is, and give the cards a cut anywhere at all. Would you like to cut them again?
No, that's all right.
You sure? Yep. Okay. We're going to trade decks now. What I'd like you to do is find the card that you chose in this deck and that deck, and I'm going to find the card I chose in this deck and this deck. Understand? Okay. That makes one of us. Got it about ready, huh? Okay. On the count of 3, we're going to turn over our cards for the killer finish. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Isn't that amazing? Thank you very much, everyone. Let's see. Rick, you want to help me out?
Sure.
I can tell you that. Does this look like a normal trick deck to you, Rick?
Sure does.
I'll fan them out for you. Just select any card if you would, please. Not that one. No. Just look at it. Remember it. Don't forget it. Because here I have a little magic box. And I'm going to close that box up. Put it right over here. I'd like you to put your card face down if you would. And we're going to try some thought transfer. If you cover your hand, cover the box with your hand, and concentrate on the card, okay? You concentrating? Your brainwaves seem kind of crooked tonight. I don't know if it's going to work. Concentrating. Okay. You lift up your hand. Thank you. Let's see. There's a card. 6 of diamonds. There's the 6 of diamonds. Place your brainwaves right there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the... Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Jeff. Our last official performer for the night is someone I know you're all familiar with. He's past president of our assembly. Let's have a nice hand for Bob Hale.
Thank you, Rick.
Crooked wand. Some crooked going on tonight.
I thought, yeah, my crooked wand. I'm straight tonight, but have that trouble sometimes, you know. Your name was again? Rich. Rich, would you? Rich, is it okay if I call you Rich?
Sure.
Okay. Would you take out a card there? You said you've been doing magic for how long?
Well, I've been doing it about 8 years now.
8 years? That's good. You show everybody Rick's card, folks at home. And Rich, I don't know if you know Bob very well. He does some amazing things with cards. But he's been known to use marked cards. I don't normally use marked cards. If I did, I could tell what your card was, however. As a matter of fact, one of these cards is marked. It's hardly perceptible. If you notice, there's going to be a little pencil dot right in the corner. Maybe you're familiar with it. You know, a lot of the kids' magic books, they just, put a pencil dot and no one will notice it. Well, it's true. No one hardly notices, but maybe if I point it out to you, you might see it there. Let me see. Yeah, did you see that little pencil dot there? It's hardly perceptible. Not too many people would even notice that pencil dot there. But as you can see, it's very subtle, but it serves the purpose to find a card in the deck. And what was the name of your card?
Two clubs.
The two of clubs. Yeah. You see, I had the fortunate luck that you picked the marked card. Otherwise, I would have had a heck of a trick. Now, sometimes you don't want people to notice it, so all you have to do is wave it in the air like that. You see, and the mark, it kind of disappears. I haven't figured out how that happens. It must be some kind of an erasure principle. Thank you. Oh, let me sit down for a second. And I'd like to do something with $3 half-dollars. I don't know how well you can see. Sit up straight and angle down. Jeff can see fine. He's up there. 1, 2, and $3 half-dollars. Watch the first one. And watch the second. And the third $half-dollar. Watch. And you know where the $half-dollars go? See, there's one here, and there's one here, and there's one back over here. Thank you. And you may have noticed a fourth coin on the table. It's this little Chinese coin, available from Albert Goshman, famous Chinese magician. And this Chinese coin has the ability to attract the other coins. We're going to take the $3 half-dollars there. It's been a while since I've done this trick. And we take the Chinese coin. Did you hear that? The Chinese coin attracted one of the silver coins there, which leaves 2 coins over here. And we'll place these coins back into the hand like so, and take the Chinese coin with the first $half-dollar. And you see the Chinese coin has attracted the second $half-dollar, leaving one over here. And the Chinese coin and the 2 $half-dollars over here. Did you notice that move I did, kind of rocked it back and forth? How many coins in this hand? One. You sure? No, you're right. There's only one coin in the hand there. And how many coins over here? 2. Oh, no, I don't count the Chinese coin yet. Just the 2 $half-dollars, and the Chinese coin does make 3. You're right. You just, like so. There's a Chinese coin, and it attracts 1, 2, 3 $half-dollars. Somebody have a ring I could borrow? Oh, thanks, Chip. This one doesn't come apart, does it?
No.
Okay. I'm going to get rid of this mat for just a second. And have a shoelace here. All kinds of sadistic equipment, if I can find it all. That's where my other handkerchief went. I had 2 alike. And we have this safety pin, thanks to Jerry Andrus. I should have brought a different color shoelace. We're going to take this handkerchief and just put it out here for a second.
Hello, goodbye.
What I'm going to do is take a section of this shoelace and pin it closed, like so. I'll place the ring underneath the handkerchief with the shoelace and the pin. And I'd like you to pay particular attention to the ends. Make sure that nothing happens with the ends. I'm going to magish under here with this. hinge in your ring, Chip, is somewhat stiff. Let me see if I can get you.
on my wife.
I think we're in big trouble.
And he wanted his ring fixed.
Yeah, let me see what's going on here.
What's your question? Sold him to fit it.
There we go. Did you see that's on there?
Yeah, that.
You were guarding the end.
I was guarding this end, yeah.
Thank you. First, right? Let's see. I tell you what, I'm just going to use a few cards. And would you take a card, just touch any one you like. That one there? Yeah. Take a look at it, show it all around. Okay, I'll take it back. I won't look, but show it to the folks at home again, and pull over here. Now, are you familiar with the brainwave pack? This is a brainwave pack, but very small. What I'm going to do is kind of mix these up. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mix these cards all up like so. So we have half of them face up and half face down. Just, what was the name of your card? Queen of Spades. Look, is that the only card that remains face up in the pack? Davis, would you take a card out for me? Yep. Show it all around. Okay, don't let me see it. And place it right down here. Now what I propose to do is to make that card disappear from this pack. But to make it easier for you to see, give you a fighting chance anyway, I'm just going to use smaller groups of cards. We're not going to use the whole pack because I have too much going for me that way. You won't notice if one card is missing from the entire pack. But with groups of, say, 5 cards, you might have a better chance. So as I count off groups of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You tell me if your card is in that group. It's not in that particular group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is your card in that group there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is your card in that group there? Excuse me? It's in this group?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to do is make this card disappear from the pack. Did you hear that? Your card. What was the name of your card? No, the name of your card, not the top card, but your card. Your card was a top card?
Yeah.
The ring trick and now this. You see, it doesn't work when it's the top card. In that case, the other 4 cards disappear, and we're just left with your selection card. Well, let me get this mat back up here. And I have something in this bag, one of my favorite effects. The ancient cups and balls. This trick has evolved in every civilization that archaeologists have known. The history of it goes back to the ancient pyramids, where there's evidence of it in hieroglyphics, and it's evolved in Japan and China. This happens to be the Western version. And what happens, it's pretty amazing, I'm going to tell you the reason now, is that these cups are constructed in such a way that they pass right through each other. Now the reason for that is that if you measure the inside and then compare it to the outside, you'll notice that the inside is somewhat deeper than the outside, which allows you to do some pretty strange things. And we need some little balls here, of which we use 3. And we're going to take the 3 balls and place one on top of each cup. Okay, now the first ball, we'll take and place right over here. Wave the wand, and it disappears. The second ball, likewise, we'll place here, and it disappears. And the third ball, you tap the wand, and a small red bruise appears on your hand. Not only that, but the ball disappears, and each ball reappears under its respective cup. So that's 1, 2, 3 balls under 3 cups. And your name is? Harry? Eric. Eric, I'm sorry. My hearing isn't what it used to be, Eric. There's 3 cups here. We'll call them A, B, and C for the purposes of clarity. And which cup would you like to use? B for you. I'll take A. Now what I'm going to do is remove the ball invisibly from cup B. Balance it on the tip of the wand. Can you see it there, Eric? Yes. It's invisible. That means you cannot see it. And I'll place it under cup A where it will become visible. You see, none under B and 2 under A. I tell you what, we'll throw 2 balls back there. Suppose I had chosen cup C. Again, I do it just like that. Catch it. Place it underneath the cup, none under B and 2 under A. Let's see. Now if we were to take this ball, I can remember my routine here. This is embarrassing. I tell you what, if I stack this up here, place that like so, watch, it travels right down. Move that here, watch. 2, and the third one. 1, 2, and 3. Now if I take this ball and place it under this cup here, and this ball under the second cup, and the third ball under the third cup, I tap the ends just like that. You see the ends disappear, and they all gather under the middle. Completely forgotten how to do this. Oh, we'll get there, folks, don't worry. Let's see. How about if we do this? 1, 2, and 3. We'll start that place again. Tap the ends just like so, and you see what happens. 3 balls and 3 cups. Now, if I place the balls under the cups like so, you can see 1 ball going under each cup. Now I'm going to make it easier for you by removing this ball and placing it in my back pocket. And I'll remove this ball and place it in my back pocket. Which leaves the only ball you have to remember is right here. Okay? How many balls over here? Excuse me? 1. You're watching too closely. Tell you what, I'll take this ball and I'll place it in my back pocket. How many balls over here? No, see, you're not watching close enough now. Thank you. And I'll place this one in my back pocket. Now, how many balls under the center cup? 1. No. So you see all 3 balls reappear under the center cup. And I'll place that down here. I don't know. This is certainly a lemon of a trick. Kind of makes me feel like small potatoes. Thank you. Sorry about that. Well, better days are ahead. Thank you. Yeah. That's it.
And for all our performers tonight, that concludes our official show. As every month goes, the bar is open. There are plenty of tables around for us to sit and share the rest of the magic. Thank you all.
It's fitting